Here's a recent release from Grand Seiko that I think a lot of watch collectors are going to be very excited about. It's more than just another beautiful dial from this Japanese company. Yes, it is that, but more so, it's smaller. It's 36.5 millimeters in case diameter, and it has a rather unusual color that we don't often see from Seiko, King Seiko, or Grand Seiko. And so I think that's a good thing. Now, this reference, this is called the SBGW323. It is part of the Heritage Collection. This retails for $5,900. And again, it is a hand wind mechanical movement. In 1967, Grand Seiko introduced the 44 GS case, which admittedly has become my favorite Grand Seiko case shape. There's something very beautiful about the linear, angular nature of these flat lugs that are high polished, Zaratsu polished. I love the light play. I kind of think that this reminds me of facets on a gem. Obviously, not to the same degree, but the light play, the principles are similar. And so I just love this. I love how distinctive this looks. And again, I think a lot of watch collectors are really going to enjoy the fact that this is offered in 36.5 millimeters. Now, as of maybe 10 years ago, that would be considered a lady's watch or a lady's size. But now in 2025, it's absolutely considered unisex. In fact, if we think back to decades and decades ago, 33, 34 millimeters were considered gentlemen's sizes. So we're kind of going back to some of those standards that were mainstay, 60, 70 years ago. And I think, again, a lot of watch collectors will appreciate that. I know many personally that love the smaller proportions. They love looking at their wrists and not seeing lug overhang or a comically large looking watch. I don't have that problem having large wrists. I do enjoy large watches. I can pull off smaller watches like this one. This doesn't look terrible on my 7.25-inch wrist, but I just prefer the larger sizes personally, though I recognize many will really be excited about this 36.5 millimeter option. Thank you to Exquisite Timepieces for lending in this recent release for a presentation. Exquisite is my recommended Grand Seiko authorized dealer. They have a large selection of not only Seiko, King Seiko, Grand Seiko, but they have about 55 other brands, luxury brands, Japanese brands, German brands, Swiss brands, independent brands. So if you're shopping for a new watch, I recommend Exquisite, and a link is below. Now let's talk about this movement. This is called the 9S64. Again, it's a manual wind. This is accurate to a window of +5 to -3 seconds per day. So it's just a little bit tighter than COSC standards of accuracy. And this has a 3-day or 72-hour power reserve. I think it's a very sharp looking movement, though you will not be able to view it because this watch has a standard closed steel case back. So you can't see the striping of the main plate. You can't see the blue Grand Seiko engraved logo or the gilt colored engraved jewel count or the fact that this is adjusted in 6 different positions and temperature as Grand Seiko etches into their main plate. So a little bit disappointed that you can't view the movement, but that's just the fact with this SBGW323. What I do enjoy about this, what I am, I guess you could say, optimistic about, excited about, is the fact that Grand Seiko is doing this color. Yes, in certain lights, it almost appears silver or opaline. And then in other lights, you see more of a light lilac. And then you see full-blown lavender and other lights, and even some purple tones with the sunray effect of this Mount Iwate dial. And the nickname of the watch is the Kiri, which is essentially the official flower. It's a purple flower of Iwate Prefecture. So it ties in with the texture, it ties in with the region where this watch is produced. And I think that's a nice layered aspect to the watch that a lot of watch collectors enjoy. Watches, they're not just logical things. We have to connect emotionally to really enjoy a watch. And watch collectors, they love a good story, they love a good design, they love uncommon colors, textures, and elements. And I think this Kiri from the Heritage Collection, it hits a lot of those boxes. Being designed and manufactured in Japan with a Japanese flower as inspiration for the color in the Mounty Wate textured dial. So beautiful dial, very nice, very comfortable size, solid movement. Where does this fall a little short in or at? I would say that that's probably the bracelet, and that's no surprise to those of you who have loved Grand Seiko for a long time. This is their standard 5-link bracelet. It's really nothing to write home about. It's sharp looking, it's a little bit flexible. Each link is held together with screw pins, and then it has a just a deployant clasp with the logo that only offers one other area for a micro adjustment. So you can get a decent fit with the half links that are included, but the bracelet's just not satisfying. Neither is the clasp. And I would say it's probably high time for Grand Seiko to design and execute a new standard bracelet, maybe one that is more fitting in design language with this angular 44 GS case. But let me know what you think about that. And let me know whether you would like to see a quick adjustment clasp, even if it adds some size and length to the style of bracelet. Because these watches, some say, are just dressy pieces, but I think they're everyday watches that you could wear and enjoy day in and day out. And so it might be nice to have some on the fly adjustability, especially in the summer months when temperatures rise and wrists expand and contract throughout the day. So let me know what you think about that. Overall, sharp dial details, a very attractive, more affordable watch in terms of Grand Seikos that is, again, inspired by the pale purple flower in the Iwate prefecture that blooms each spring. Thanks for watching today. Check out Exquisite Timepieces, reach out with questions, and I'll see you in the next video.